I haven't seen them in a while. Find out what they're up to. All right. The New York Times called my first guest one of the most talented young stars in Hollywood. Boy, she just does a wonderful job. She got a Golden Globe nomination for her work in A Love Song for Bobby Long, which can be seen in selected cities. She's also starring in the film In Good Company, which opens on January 14th. Please welcome Scarlett Johansson.
I've been very well.
Now, I read somewhere, I heard some of you had a bad allergy reaction.
Yes, I had a horrible allergic reaction.
What happened?
I don't know. I went over to a friend's house and my eye was red and my face was red. And they said, you know, your eye is red. And I said, oh, you know, what else is wrong with me? I'm fat, I'm heinous. Well, you know, I mean, that was the first thing that they said. I felt awful. And of course I looked in the mirror and it was true. And so I decided, you know, maybe it's just a little bit of an allergy. I would go, and I started to watch Sideways, which is a very good film.
Right.
And I started to watch it, and Paul Giamatti's face got more and more blurry, and just sort of my eyes were killing me. And then I thought, okay, I can't drive home. I have to go to sleep. So I went to sleep. I woke up at 3 in the morning, and I looked like Muhammad Ali after 12 rounds. It was unbelievable. I had this horrible reaction, and that's my story.
Did you find out what it was? You don't know?
No, apparently, you know, if you get it, you know, more than once, of course, then you have to get a test. But then if you get it more than once, you know, it's
actually
sort of
something like
awful.
Similar happened to me once. I was in a hotel, and they had a thing of apples there. And the guy said, would you like an apple? And I never tasted it. I said, okay. Took a bite. I'm in the elevator. I was like...
Wait, but hadn't you eaten apples before that you'd known that you were allergic?
I didn't eat that apple before.
Oh, dear.
No, but I don't think I'm not allergic to apples, but there must have been something sprayed in
What color was the apple?
It was a red apple. Maybe it was a wax apple. You think that was? I don't know. But I got to my room and
Oh, God, that's awful.
I couldn't talk. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. And then, of course, the more, I'm sure everybody knows that the more anxious you get, then my lips started to swell. I mean, as if they had to be any more swollen. But I mean, they started to get bigger and bigger, and they were taking over my face. And it was a nightmare. So I took 3 Benadryl, and then I woke up the next day.
And you had your tonsils out, too?
I did. I had my tonsils removed, just to make, you know, to make everything, yeah, just clearing it back.
Did that go smoothly, or no?
It did. It went well. I mean, I didn't realize how huge they were. They were over 1 inch in length and almost 1 inch in width. So they were huge, and they don't let you see them afterward, which I thought was kind of
What, did you put them up for adoption? You couldn't. I don't understand. Why.
No, I mean, I've been with the bastards for 20 years, and I expected to see what they looked like. But apparently, they use them for. I don't know what they use them for, really. She looked very strange when she told me I couldn't have them.
Well, so you said, "Could I see my?" I'm sorry, no, you're not allowed to see the.
No, it was more like, "Can I please see my tonsils?" And she was like, "No, we'll be using them for other things." And yes, I'm afraid they're on eBay right now.
Oh yeah. The tonsils are going. Help me! Help me! Wow.
But it was a absolutely horribly painful thing, and I got them removed, and then I thought I was going to be coddled and have all this time off. And then the day before I got them removed, I got into a car accident with my sister, who was supposed to be taking care of me, and then I ended up having to, like, you know, bathe her in a sponge bath and things like that. And with my tonsils, that's not erotic. I don't want anybody to think that.
Now, what happened in the car accident? Now, whose fault was it?
It was my fault.
Oh, it was your fault?
Yeah, it was absolutely my fault.
Wow.
I was juggling a lot of things and just, yeah,
See, that's the difference between men and women right there. Women will go, oh, I'm sorry, it's my fault.
What's the difference between men and women?
That a woman will admit that she's having an accident. A woman will go, oh, I had an accident, it's my fault. Whereas a man will go, jerk cut me off, or whatever. that tree jumped out in front of me.
It's like directions, right?
Yeah.
The same thing with directions.
No, but women will say, oh, you ever see women that have a car accident? I'm sorry, no, it was my fault.
This was my fault, believe me.
Oh,
I mean, there was no question about it. Sorry, there was a very nice man who got into the accident with me, and actually, I think he offered to take me out to dinner, which was kind of
well, that would have. So what happened? What happened?
I was crossing Santa Monica, and there was traffic, and I was at a stop sign, and I don't know, the car just kind of, I inched out, and I just got hit.
So you took 3 Benadryl, and you were fine.
And then I took, and I was fine. Although my sister had this horrible foot that was swelling, and we thought it was broken, but it was actually swelling with blood. And I was staring at, and I was staring at it, and it was so interesting. It was getting all strange shapes, and...
I think you've got to get a call from your insurance company. Yeah. Look, we'll take a break. More with Scarlett right after this. Welcome back. Talking with Scarlett Johansson. You know, I don't know if you remember this, but last time you were here, you just got in a new place, and you were obsessed with finding a toilet. You were at Bed, Bath,
Well, that's
and
an
all these
important
places.
thing to have.
Well, yeah. Well, do you...
Clap for that.
Yeah, no. But you seem more obsessive about it than...
Well, you know, I mean, I'm not going to say how much time people spend on the toilet, but I mean, I was redoing my place, and I wanted to have nice toilets.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time sitting on them in stores, and it was, I mean, it's a whole dynamic of, you know, what the angle of the seat is, and, you know.
But was that odd, like when,
Sorry.
okay, like you're at Bed Bath now, people going, isn't that Scarlett sitting on the toilet?
Yeah, I guess so. They probably did say that. Yes, they did.
And did you find the right one?
Yes, I did. I found 2 very nice toilets.
Well, here's my question. Do you know, like some people you sit down, you need to spend 3 or 4 minutes. But is there a toilet? Is it
3 or
like
4
love?
minutes doing what?
Well, what I mean is it like love? You find a toilet and within 2 seconds you go, this is the one.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's an instant toilet bonding.
I thought you were trying to explain the time one spends on a
No,
toilet.
no. I'm just trying to say, like you sit down and you go like this is it. Or do you have to go, I don't know,
I
flush it a
tried
few
not to
times?
spend too much time. I mean, you know, there were people walk. I just, you know, I'd sort of do like a, okay, that's good. I'll take that one. It was
now, do you like the
quick.
padded or do you like the hard
No,
seat?
I prefer to have. Can we move on?
Well,
Very
well, you seem fascinated
This is
by
more
that.
personal than my love
You
life.
see, I hate
honestly.
the padded ones. The padded ones, it's
padded
squish. That's all.
You don't want
They go, you know, they go like they compress, and I hate that. You know, I hate that when
They deflate.
They deflate. You know, it's like, oh, this is really bad.
Very
now.
disconcerting.
Then they have those Japanese ones that squirt you with water, and a little man comes out, and oh, it's awful. Have you seen those?
Yes, we had a lot of those during Lost in Translation.
Those are not good.
Although they were production assistants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I know, isn't your dad an architect or something?
He is an architect.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
he renovated my apartment, which was
cool.
It was good, and there were some uncomfortable parts. Like I have this, you know, sort of beautiful painting on the ceiling of these beautiful angels. It's very beautiful. But he called me and he said, I have to ask you a question. And I said, yes. And he said, what would you like the angel's pubic hair to look like? And I said, I don't know, you know, a little fade. I didn't know what to say. I mean, it was my dad. You know, what do we say? A landing strip. I'd like a Brazilian bikini wax. So I guess I just sort of said, you know, just fade it down. You know, I don't know, Dad. You know, just anything. So what?
I'm just thinking my dad would never ask me that. It's just like a different relationship, I guess. So did you finally get what you wanted when he did it look okay?
Yeah, it's very nice, you know, inconspicuous. Sort of.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I also heard you wanted a hot tub in the living room?
Yes, I did. I wanted a hot tub in the living room, but apparently the water damage was...
No, why? Wouldn't it make your living room kind of...
I don't know. I thought it would be good when I was watching, you know, episodes of America's Next Top Designer. The Tonight Show?
Yeah.
Sure, yes. I mean, I thought it would be nice to soak.
Yeah.
But then it didn't really make sense because I'd have no room for anything else, and we'd have to be in the tub all the time
Yeah.
to make it worth... Come over, we'll have dinner, we'll eat in the tub.
Yeah. Sit on the toilet. Hey, it's a whole thing, you know. You should just move into a giant bathroom. That's what you should do. That's what you do. So did you get a hot tub eventually and put it outside?
No, I didn't. There's no room for a hot tub, but you know, the bathtub is very nice.
The bathtub's lovely.
The toilet's even nice.
Okay. Now, congratulations, of course, on your nomination for this one.
Thank you very much.
Did you sort of love songs from Bobby Long? Did you get a feel for this? Because this is like a real actor movie, isn't it? I mean, it's like, if you like watching actors act, it's a perfect movie because it's all so involved.
Yeah, it's a very, it's a wonderful project that I had sort of coddled for 3 or 4 years, and we finally did it with John Travolta, who's amazing, and it's one of his best performances ever, and he was so wonderful to work with, and we used to sing a lot and do stuff like that. He's one of those actors that he's not afraid to revisit the past, you know, he'll very easily do the like, ay, 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 ay part of Grease. No?
No, he does. He breaks into, when he's here, the dressing room, you get these huge hugs, you know, it's like it's a family thing, and then we're both, that's the one that I love. All right, let's get back to it. Kind of back to it,
wait, let's go back to that.
No, but I know what you mean.
Are you wearing the leather cat suit, or he's wearing?
He's wearing the cat suit. Okay. Now I heard you gave him a gift when the movie wrapped.
I did. I made a book that was Polaroids of I found this horrible Vinny, like, Welcome Back Kotter doll.
Oh, yeah, I remember
with
those.
the acid wash
Yeah,
denim and a blue mock turtleneck. And we had him, it was called Johnny T, the all-American movie star who could do everything and anything. And we had him doing all kinds of things on, you know, like he would be the dolly grip and he'd be pushing the dolly and it would say, you know, Johnny T's loves to push the dolly, you know, push, Johnny, push, push.
Oh, that's very good. I was at the pilot shooting of Welcome Back, Kotter.
Were you?
Yeah, when he first went in for that Barbarino thing with, this'll never go. Yeah. Now, this is a clip from the movie, Love Song for Bobby Long. Tell us what you play.
I play Purslane Hominy Will, and that's Gabriel Mock, who plays Lawson, and I believe we are talking about what I'd like to be when I grow up.
Let's take a look.
School just seemed like a waste of time.
It's not.
I know that. I'm some dumb kid, you know, I want to be normal. It's just not my life.
What is your life? What do you want?
If I could do anything, promise you won't laugh.
I don't know if I can promise.
Well, I thought about maybe working in a hospital or something, like being an X-ray technician or something like that.
Okay. Can I ask why?
I don't know. I like the way bones look on a light box. You know, they're like portraits, but on the inside. I know, it sounds totally stupid.
No, it's not stupid.
Terrific job.
Thank you.
Love Song. Hey, good luck at the Golden
you.
Globe. Will you sign our bike for us?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Scarlett's going to sign the bike. Here we are.
Okay.
There you go. Sign it right there. Cool. All right, be right back with Gerard Butler right after this. From Scotland, currently starring as the Phantom in the new film The Phantom of the Opera. Please welcome Gerard Butler. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm Bobby Manzana.
Bobby Manzana,
How you
very
doing?
good.
How you doing?
It's very good. You watched the show.
I was watching the show. I want to make a movie, and I want it to be serious, and then I want it to be funny, comedy, but then it's got to be serious, and then a bit of comedy, and
a full-blown comedy.
Nobody's ever done this before. It's fantastic. I like it.
You know, now tell me about Gerard.
Did you want to bite, by the way?
No, I don't want to bite.
I don't think you should.
No. Now that sounds French. Gerard. It's just like Gerard Depardieu.
Yeah, it's what, French and it's Irish as well.
Okay.
I mean, my whole family are originally Irish. Any Irish people in there?
Anyway, what I'm saying is you don't sound like a Gerard. You seem more like a...
So you guys say Gerard, you know, like Gerard.
Yeah.
And, you know, Gerard. It was my mum, and people in Scotland, they go Gerard. Right?
Gerard.
So they say, your name's Gerard. But it's funny because I did a magazine interview a few years ago, and they asked me, what do we call you? And I said, well, you say just Jerry, because when Americans say Gerard, it drives me crazy.
Right,
My mum does that. But they got it the wrong way around, and they put it in the magazine that I hated being called Jerry. And so then all my friends were calling me up going, ooh, Gerard. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Did I, Scarlett?
Certainly not.
Thank you.
Now, you're from, obviously, people know you're from Scotland, but my mom, my people, my relatives are from Greenock. Are you
Greenock.
Greenock. Lad.
Greenock. I love Greenock. Well, yeah, well, your producer calls it Greenock.
No,
Greenock.
No, it's Greenock.
Greenock.
Greenock. Yeah.
And well, that's just along the road from where I grew up. I grew up in a place called Paisley.
Okay.
It's 5 miles away, and I used to go there for runs all the time. Right. And actually, it's just a perfect introduction. Has anybody heard of the Dear Frankie, the movie that's coming out? Yeah! And it's all set in Greenock.
Okay.
And,
cool.
And so I was so proud because, you know, we've taken it around. It was in Cannes and it did brilliantly there. And then I was in Tribeca at the film festival and I was watching it and I thought, this is amazing. This is where I grew up, and now I've made a movie and we're showing it to the world, or 25 people.
Yeah.
And it was just it's beautiful. So you have to go and see that. If you want to see Greenock, where Jane's mother comes from.
When wee mum got, now, you still have family there, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I have
they all
family in
still live in this
Paisley
thing?
in the Highlands, where my mum now lives with my stepfather.
You're a Highlander.
I'm a Highlander.
Oh, that's all right.
And in fact, they live 5 miles away from Balchwydder, which is where Rob Roy McGregor is buried.
Oh,
Yeah. Just people there yes!
But I like to watch, the amount of people that know your references is getting smaller and smaller. Have you noticed? Scarlett, now you're down by
One person went, yes!
Now, is there anybody else in show business?
In the family? No, I think there's a lot of people who think they are.
Yeah.
No, my mum was actually a lecturer. She taught business studies, and my father was an insane person. He in Canada, and I didn't see my father for 14 years, and by the time I went back, he'd been a bookie before. He'd run 5 bookie shops, and anybody that had a dodgy bet would say go to Butler's, because he would always take the risky bets, and we ended up going bust. Well, I was only 6 months old. I'm not taking responsibility for this, but we did a moonlight flit to Canada, to Montreal, and then yo baby, and then. But then when I went back over to Toronto, I started hanging out with him, and he used to always walk about with an umbrella hat on his head, because he had an umbrella shop now. Right. And while I was there, he was crazy. He was the funniest man.
True. You are.
I swear on my. Does anybody know my dad? He always walked around with the flag of Canada. Okay. And then while I was there, and he lived in this penthouse in the Palace Piers in Toronto, and he decided to go down to Togoland in Africa and buy $50,000 worth of gold, but he ended up buying copper. And then he got malaria. He got malaria.
This
and
is not true.
I swear on my life, don't call me a liar on national television. I didn't come on.
You can't make this up,
about
really.
How Scarlett spent 10 minutes talking about toilet seats. So I kid you not. So he went to Togoland, right? And it's going to get worse, right? He went to Togoland and he bought copper. He got malaria. He ended up in the hospital, and I was supposed to go and get injections and go down. Right. Then his French-Canadian wife, I suppose who was my stepmother, said, "Nobody will make a fool of me. I am French, and I will go and show these people." And so she went down, and she had a connecting flight in Paris. She fell down the stairs, honestly, and she broke her ankle. She broke her ankle, and they took her on to Togoland, and she ended up in hospital with my father. And I had this penthouse in Toronto, and I have to say, I felt bad, but I had the time of my life.
What a lovely, heartwarming family story that is.
I know.
Now, I heard you got discovered in a coffee shop. It's just one of these apocryphal things?
No, well, it was. I had been training as a lawyer. I trained as a lawyer for 5 years and studied as a lawyer for 5 years, and I trained as a lawyer for 2 years until I was fired. The first trainee solicitor ever in Scotland to be fired. Because I was a little crazy and I was very disillusioned with what I was doing. Yeah. So I moved down to London. I just thought I'd get that bit over with. And I moved down to London, and I knew a couple of people in the business, so I knew this casting director, and she said, "Well, if you help me cast this Stephen Berkoff play, then you can say hello." So I said hello the first day, but he just said, "Yeah, hello," and that was it. And the second day I was buying coffee for him, and he walked in and we got talking, and he basically said, "So you're an actor?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't know, well, I want to be."
Yeah.
And I asked him if I could audition for the play, and he said, "Absolutely." And I went in, and I was like, my hair was, and it was really over the top, but so Stephen Berkoff, if anybody knows him, so he loved that, and I got the job.
Oh, that's cool. All right, now tell us about Phantom. Tell us
I like that.
Tell us about Phantom quickly.
Well, I tell you about Phantom.
Well, I mean, I know.
Well, it came
Tell
as
about your eye when I don't want to give anything away here, but
yeah. Well, I think a lot of people know what happens in the Phantom anyway. That's great. I'm so glad you guys are screaming like that. That's lovely. Obviously the prosthetic, it took a long time. The first 3 times we did it was 9 hours, but they had to glue my eye down to a piece of silk and then put a piece of string right down my face, round my back, down here, attach it to a piece of metal and pull. And it would pull my eye down like that. And it was a nightmare. And also when they glued it on, they would have to put alcohol.
Why did they have to put it on your back?
Because I don't know. It was so they couldn't see it. They put it under the prosthetic, and then they pulled a piece of string from the back.
That's
just to.
So annoying.
Yeah,
let's take a look. Here we have a clip. We have a scene. Here we are. Here we are. The scene. Here we are. Scene from Phantom of the Opera. Take a look.
Floating, falling, intoxication. Touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin, let your darker side give in to the power of the music that I write. The power of the music of the
The Frontum. Can you sign the mic line? Here we are. Thank you. All right. Good job. Be right back with John Legend right